Hello.
Hello.
Wow, this is gonna be a great one today.
Heck will be. Because we're talking about the Disneyland dark rides.
AKA Disney at the start of its time.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, this is the Disneyland Show episode number 3. We're your hosts. In case you don't know us, we're not even going to explain our names because
It says right there.
it should say. So yeah, let's just get started right away because this is going to be a somewhat long one.
Yes.
Because there's 23 total.
We may have to go. You're considering Splash Mountain as dark ride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could give that one a little bit less time just because of last episode.
We've already talked about that one. So there's 23 in total, including the ones at Disney California Adventure, and
Yes.
I guess we'll just start in Disneyland.
Start Fantasyland where it all began.
Okay, yes. Hang on a second. Let me just find. Let's start with Peter Pan's Flight.
Ooh, Walt's favorite.
Walt's indeed favorite. I actually have not been on it.
Ooh, this is so sad.
Yeah, it was a long line when I went on, when I went to the park.
Thing is, when I went on it, the line was long, but I, I went with the I went to Snow White's Scary Adventure while we waited, and so I kind of got hit both.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
So personally, it's not really one of my favorite dark rides. It's just a nice little fly over the movie and all that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the line's a bit too long, I think.
Yeah, and there's no fast pass on it either. And
Yeah,
if it's a
that's like
popular ride, yeah.
one of the rides that actually needs it, I think.
Yeah, in terms of dark rides, I haven't been on it, like I said, but I've seen some videos, and it seems interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's held up as much as some people want it to.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the fact that compared to all the other dark rides, like Mr. Toad's, Roger Rabbit, it's all different. It's different because instead of you being there, you're just flying over the islands, and it's different. You're not on the ground. You're actually in the air.
Yeah, it's a bit unique in that perspective. But yeah, I haven't been on it. I really can't say anything except it's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that much to say about that one.
No.
Except the Walt's favorite. Yeah.
Pretty straightforward with most of these, actually.
Yeah, all the ones in Fantasyland.
They're just simple.
Yeah, I haven't been on the ones recently in Fantasyland, but I went on them when I was younger, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So next, I guess that's everything about Peter Pan. There's not that much to say about it.
It's not that crazy of a ride.
Yeah, basically all of fantasy is not that hectic. Now let's hop over to Pinocchio's Daring Journey.
Ooh. I've been on it as a kid, but not last time I went because
me too.
That one was actually pretty busy when I went, so we decided to skip it because it wasn't anything different like Peter Pan, and we had a fast pass for Space Mountain when we were gonna go on it, so Space Mountain instead.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I went on it. Same. I went on as a kid, but the lines were just too long. All the Fantasyland rides, so I didn't get this one.
Mr. Toad wasn't really that long.
No, but it was still
long for a short ride.
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't actually seen some videos. I slightly remember some of it. I can't say I remember all of it.
I remember going to when you're passing the whale because I was terrified of that as a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I was 2.
Oh okay, yeah. Of course you'd be scared. It's a big whale.
Especially with you think that's bad? You should see me with the Storybook Canal.
Oh, going through the whale.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Hmm.
That would have been real bad. But yeah, not that much to say not that much to say about really any of these
Until
ones.
we get into like Splash, Splash and stuff.
When we get into the big stuff that we actually have been on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, I guess we got Snow White's Spooky Adventures Meet Scary.
Yes. Oh, that one's so scary. Like,
Yeah, like just
I mean, when the witch pops up,
oh
like I'm not even. It's like not scary, but at the same time, it's like a jump scare.
oh, of course, yeah, yeah. I
It's
yeah.
pretty straightforward. You A lot of these just don't end on happy endings, like all these new rides.
Yeah, it kind of leaves you on a bit of a sour note.
Some people don't like this. I personally like it because it's different and having a different take on like in the movies, like if it's always a happy ending. This could be like if it wasn't a happy ending type thing.
Yeah, if it was flipped on its head slightly. Yeah, that would
Yes,
be. Yeah, it's neat. Yeah, I can't say I've been on Snow White's Spooky Adventures. I honestly don't remember if I have. I've seen
I
videos though.
I did, but like it was just like a time waster for Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. There's a lot of this the Fantasyland stuff. There's not a lot to say. There's a lot in it, but
Yeah,
it's just not a lot to say.
you say it about one, and everything else is like the same.
Yeah, it's a dark ride. It's got sets, interesting
Yeah.
animatronics. Yeah, but then the one part I do remember is the apple outside of the ride.
Oh yeah.
Press on it, it's a thunderstruck or
I
thunder
remember.
thunder.
I
Yeah.
also remember the big pit of money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, with all that money that Disney racks, and that's like another two people. And if they clear that every day, that's like an extra two people going in the park.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's up next.
Oh, this one you end up in hell. What a guy! This one you can say something different about. I think because like it has the most out of them all. It's the most dark. Like
Yeah.
you start off nice, just going around Mr. Toad's, and then you go into town. But then at the end, when you get hit by the train, very dark, you go to hell, where Satan looks like the judge that sentenced you to jail, and they turn up the heat in that room. And just after you get in, like 5 seconds later, you just appear back at the loading dock, just sitting there like the kid. Like if you're a little kid, you're probably like terrifying. As a parent, you're like, aren't these supposed to be for kids?
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I can't say that much about this one either. I didn't go on I didn't go on any Fantasyland ride the last time I went, but
Ooh,
I do remember this one going as a young kid.
yeah. I mean, most of these Fantasyland rides are like if the line's short, go on it. If not, just get like fast pass for like Space Mountain, Thunder, any of those rides.
Yeah, just skip it. It's an interesting land in that
Like
perspective.
Fantasyland for me, because I went when it was our spring break and not America's.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Everything was dead. So like, yeah, I liked looking at all those old rides, but like, if if the lines were all like Peter Pan's, I probably wouldn't have gone on all of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to go when the park is dead.
Yeah,
It's hard to find, and that's the issue with all these Fantasyland rides is that you got to find the right time.
yeah.
You miss it, you miss it. And there's not that much to do,
Hmm.
and there's not a whole awful lot you're missing either. It's kind of weird.
Like it's not. It's more. It's a ride that like, yeah, go on it if you have the chance. But if not, watch a video and you might get the same experience. There's different things like as I said earlier, Mr. Toads. turn up the heat for the hell scene and all that.
Yeah.
But other than those small details that are good details, you're not really missing anything of importance.
Yeah, you just watch a video on YouTube or whatever. All right, now hopping over across the way, we got It's a Small World.
Yes. Ooh.
Uh,
You know, as a kid, I liked it. Last time, I liked it until halfway through, and it was still an interesting concept, but music did eventually get a bit annoying.
yeah. As a kid, I mean, I loved it. I think this was the ride that I went on the most, of course.
Yes.
I looped it. I think I went on 8 times in a row. The line was dead, so I mean, we just walked straight to
Yeah.
the front, but it was still 8 times in a row. And that's that. Yeah,
Eight
yeah,
times what? Is it like a 5 minute, 6 minute ride time?
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 6.
Yeah, so 5 times 6 is like
30.
ha,
It's half an hour.
oh,
Yeah,
eight, sorry. 5 times 8. Yeah, that's like half an hour. I
over
mean
half an hour.
45
Yeah,
45 minutes, yeah.
yeah. But I skipped it this round just because I didn't want to sit through. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all.
Well,
For how long?
well, we went on because like we wanted to do all the rides and the line wasn't that busy. And then we went on a second time, pretty sure, but that was because we had a fast pass Matterhorn.
Oh, just passing the time.
Yeah. But we did go the first time. But like, rest in peace, Help Clown.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's very sad.
But I liked the idea of it. Um,
Yes.
the I think if they updated it slightly, changed a bit of the music.
Yeah, but at the same time, if they update it, then there's gonna have a bunch of these problems with the world. Like,
Yeah, they're gonna have a bunch
well,
of
this
issues.
is like more simpler times. Plus, I mean, the world's fair, so
Yeah,
I'd leave it just because, like, it's Disney history right there.
yeah, it's a staple. It's definitely a staple. Um, yeah, it's yeah. I think I liked the ride, or I think I liked the ride a bit more thinking back on it, just because it's in the beginning of the movie Tomorrowland,
Yeah,
and they use it in the beginning of the film as a portal or whatever. I like that, but I mean, it gets old very fast. But I mean, it's iconic Disney, so
yeah,
I mean, get on it, you get on it, and it's got Fast Pass too.
yeah. If you think about it, it's iconic Disney. You're not gonna say, "Oh, blah." Like, I wish they changed the. I wish they changed like Matterhorn. I wish they changed any of that other stuff. Because all those old attractions, because you're like, this is Disney history when Walt was still alive. I want this still.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it the way it is. Or if you're gonna change something small.
Like, update the animatronics or something.
Yeah, keep the ride layout the same, but change some things around.
Or just holiday layover. That's some of the change you need sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now I guess we're gonna hop over to Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin.
Ooh, this is one of my favorite. Uh, I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite dark rides.
Yeah, pretty sure I went on it when I was young, but I've seen videos, so I can
Toon
somewhat remember.
Toontown, just in general, I love that place. I mean, there's just for like the theming itself. Like, I probably wouldn't like. I'd probably go there for walk around like 5 minutes if I'm waiting for my fast. If I'm using a fast pass for Roger Rabbit, but like other than that, I just like Toontown. I like how different it is. Like, no straight lines anywhere. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
It's pretty, and like that's a good spot. Like, we want like on one of our last day, I think, when the park was actually busy because that was the first day of spring break for America.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, After we went to Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, which is a unique take on the on dark rides because you could spin around. You could have a different ride experience every time if
Yeah,
you really want.
yeah.
Uh, also, even if you're stuck in line, that's part of the ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not like you're just waiting outside in a bunch of chains.
No, you're getting immersed into this
Yeah.
world, and
But
it has to offer.
waiting for a fast pass, we walked around. We did like we went to Mickey's house. No expect just walking around, like
Yeah,
looking at it.
yeah.
We saw there's like a Mickey meet and greet. Uh in like there's a line. It was literally a minute long. They had old and new Mickey cartoons playing on a big screen.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
you literally walk in. I watched like like 30 seconds of one because it was just that fast. We got in right away, but like it was like you got to stay there for like a solid like 5 minutes if you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with Mickey, it was really cool.
Yeah. Just entirety of the Toontown area. It's so interesting.
Yeah,
Like the architecture, the aroma of it. Yeah, it's still a Disney park, but I mean, you're getting launched into this whole new world. That a
yeah,
whole new world. Yeah. They. Yeah, but with Roger Rabbit, I think definitely a standout because you physically can change the ride yourself,
yeah.
which you can do with like Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters or some of the other rides.
Teacups.
Yeah, you can do that, but I mean, you're traveling through a physical set,
Yeah,
looking at these animatronics and these sets, and you can change the way that you look at it. You can turn around. See, it's really neat. It's a
like
really
you're
neat
set
concept.
on this path, but you're not at the same time. If
Yeah,
that
you
makes
can go
sense.
off. Yeah, you can go off on your own, have your own, tell your own story, have your own fun.
Yeah, if you don't want to look at Roger Rabbit the whole time, then you don't have to. You could just go
Look
around
around.
Toontown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I just love the movie. I think the movie's just pure genius.
Yeah.
It's. I didn't even know it was Disney. I thought Disney got the rights for the ride, but no, it's Disney.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is from what I remember of it and from videos. It's such a neat ride that I think other Disney dark rides could take inspiration off of, and especially coming up with Galaxy's Edge and maybe some other expansions like the Marvel area and DCA. They
Yeah.
could definitely take inspiration off of something like this.
Yeah. Like I just have to say one thing. Go off topic quick.
Yeah.
I Marvel Land, in my opinion, the Marvel area is going to be way too small.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what are they gonna like? Literally, all they're gonna have is probably meet and greets there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could literally walk like in 2 minutes, and boom, you could go meet and greet with like Captain America, Spider Man, like right down the street.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
Bugs Bunny's perfect.
they only have two rides or two flagship attractions there as of opening.
Yeah,
Which one of them's pretty subpar, which is the 4D one, and then you got
yeah,
an interesting concept, but execution, who knows what they're gonna do.
yeah.
But yeah, swerving back over to Disneyland. Let's get into some of the big stuff now.
hmm
Let's go straight into Indiana Jones Adventure or Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Oh, great, Fluffy the Snake, my best
Yeah.
friend.
Oh yeah, it's great animatronic though.
Not anymore. They put in B mode where it just stands still the whole time.
Yeah, it depends on the time too.
Yeah, I mean, same. I was kind of mad about that, but at the same time, I was kind of happy I didn't get stuck next to him for like 5 minutes straight, 5-10 minutes straight.
Yeah, yeah. Let's start off with the queue because
Oh,
that queue
that's great
is
theming. Some of the
awesome.
best theming for a ride. Some of the dark rides just have some of the best theming, like that. Roger Rabbit,
Oh
just in the
yeah,
queues too.
yeah. You're traveling into this world that these.
Astro Blasters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You're getting launched into a different universe that with some queues in particular you can't. Like I'd argue that Radiator Springs Racers queue is pretty subpar. Although you're going to the ride and you're going through these different shacks and stuff.
well, I mean, if you haven't seen like the movie, you wouldn't understand half of those like all those references to Stanley, the founder of Radiator
Yeah,
Springs.
yeah.
Like it just helps if you've seen the movie, at least the first one or third one, not the second one, because that has nothing to do with Radiator Springs.
Yeah, exactly.
First one preferably.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the key location. But
Yeah,
with Indiana Jones, I just think that it's so cool. Yeah, it's long. It's a long wait. And it's a
yeah,
long queue. But I mean, you're getting sucked into this world, and they encourage you to pull down on the wires or the ropes. They encourage you to do all these things that you say are
yeah.
you're not supposed to do. And I think that's so fun. They can keep your attention while you're waiting for potentially a couple hours.
Plus, if you're waiting for that long, you got that nice hidden tiki room bathroom. You go there right before.
Oh, yeah,
Then you grab a Dole Whip in the shorter line for the Enchanted Tiki Room. Then
yeah.
you just walk into the line.
Just bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, and then you're good. I with the queue in particular, I love it when they have the video and
Oh
they
yeah,
show you what you're going into, and it sets up this
yeah,
ride and this experience you're gonna have so perfectly because I believe that's actually one of the actors from the films.
yeah. I was.
Yeah,
My dad likes Indiana Jones rides, not rides, the movies like a lot, and he said that was an actor. It
yeah.
was an actor.
I think it was in
I
the third one.
yeah, or was yeah. I don't know which movie right now, but he was in one for sure.
Yeah, looks very familiar, but yeah, and the way that the Disney cast members set up the queue so that you can wait longer in that big stretch so you can watch the video in its entirety
Yeah,
is fantastic. And then you get shot up the stairs or up the elevator if you're single rider or whatever.
yeah,
And then you're there. Then you're on the loading platform, which the
and you
loading
just
is so good.
yeah, and like the fact that if you're lucky, you can actually grab the steering wheel. And
Yeah,
I had the opportunity to, but I didn't the first time. I did the second time though, because
good.
like the first time, it was like first time since I was like 5. I got stuck to that big snake. I was kind of like
You're
I,
nervous, yeah.
I was kind of nervous, so I didn't really want to sit front like right next to everything that was going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the steering wheel the second time I went on. Yeah,
Nice.
I'd say it's more fun when you have the steering wheel, but I think it'd help if you can actually move it.
Yeah,
For little kids in particular, that'd just be awesome seeing their
yeah,
faces. But then after the loading platform you get launched through the doors, and then you're there. Then you're just immersed into this full narrative and this story, which not a lot of
yeah.
dark rides do. That it has a prominent story that it's just genius.
Because it's like a dark ride, but it's not at the same time. It's a dark thrill ride.
Exactly, yeah. And you're not going anywhere that fast, but it feels fast.
Yeah, and
Oh man.
the pre-show when the guy turned to the skeleton for looking at that. Oh
Yeah.
boy, when I was little, I did not look at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The way that they have these little things in it's
Yeah,
just the whole ride is
yeah.
just incredible. And when you're in the actual set in these physical rooms and you're traveling through it, it's so beautiful. The lighting, the you can't even tell you're in a room.
It makes you literally feel like you're searching for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, if
In
you're right alongside him, and then you're
yeah,
you're trying to find this jewel or whatever.
the
It's
jewel.
yeah, I believe it's Temple of the Forbidden Eye, right?
Yeah. Well,
Isn't it a jewel?
no. Indiana Jones went in because people would go in and just disappear sometimes. Some people get treasures, some people wouldn't. But Indiana Jones went in, and for like 3 days, he didn't get found. He wasn't found, so we were the search party going in to help find
Oh,
him.
now it makes sense because
And
I
then,
never knew that.
and then he ended up saving us from like the boulder, the snake, all that.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow, I did not know that.
And if you're ever scared of an amusement park ride, like me, if you haven't gone on in like a long time and you think it's gonna be like creepier because that's how you remember it, just remember what Homer Simpson said in his ride at Universal when Lisa was like, "Dad, I'm scared," and Homer was like, "Don't worry, if the people in amusement parks wouldn't kill you as long as you have a dime left in your pocket. So as long as you have money, you're safe."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this Indiana Jones is when I went on it, it was my favorite ride for quite a bit of the time that I spent there.
Yeah,
It I was just it the world it set up, the way you got sucked in and you wanted to go right back in when you were done. It was just genius. And
yeah.
if you haven't been on it, please, that's one you really have to get on.
The George Lucas rides, both of, like even Star Tours and now all of
Yep.
Galaxy's Edge, are just really seems to be so immersive because George Lucas just originally did a good job of making it so there's easy ways to make your ride immersive by like making all these different sets and
Yeah.
like easy to achieve sets, nothing crazy like a desert or just a temple or something, which Disney did beautifully in the
Yeah.
case of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the best rides. Catch a
Yeah,
fast pass. This is a fast pass one.
yeah,
And it's one of the biggest attractions. Another one of the biggest attractions that does not have fast pass, but it's extremely popular, is Pirates of the Caribbean,
yeah.
or Caribbean.
That needs a fast pass. I mean, they have two separate lines for non-fast pass. When are
Mm-hmm.
they just gonna decide to level that up and just make it fast pass?
Yeah, exactly. They have to. I mean, the amount of people that are constantly flowing through there is it's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
But they keep it moving, surprisingly.
yeah. Wait, I have a question. Like, uh, I want to know this because like, if they don't, this would kind of be a good add-on. When you go eat at the Blue Bayou,
Yeah.
uh, they should. I don't know if they do this, but they should let you. They should make even if they don't allow an actual fast pass, they should give you like a ticket after to let you have like a quicker wait in line
Oh,
and
yeah.
get on the thing.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
you're eating there out of anywhere in the park or out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Like so like you're watching people go through on this ride when you could do it after for a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, yeah, or you could just go through a single rider line.
Yeah.
That
But
would be a good idea.
yeah, but once again, if you have kids, then like they're
Yeah,
not gonna want to go single rider.
yeah, exactly,
Especially when
exactly.
the first drop when the skull talks to you and if you're not expecting it because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Because
you're
it's
screwed.
dark in that tunnel. It's dark when you go into that tunnel.
You can't see a single thing.
Yeah,
They suck all the light out of it.
yeah,
It's just, oh man, the entire ride is. I'd argue that this is the most immersive ride
yeah.
in the entire park. The construction of each set, the amount of detail that they put into it, everything is real.
Hmm.
There's like I don't think there's a single screen in that entire ride,
No.
which is just awesome. It's fun. It's there's something for everyone. It's a long ride. I think clocking in at about 8 minutes
Yeah.
or so. It's oh my god, it's absolutely awesome.
Besides, you might hate me for this, but the new changes on it, like they should have. That's how it was back in the Pirates' time.
Yeah,
They were auctioning off the woman. They didn't have to
they
change it
were.
to. They didn't have to change it to chickens because of all these because of like the feminists in the world. Like that's how it was in Pirates' time. That's how it was back. That's how it was when the. That's how it was originally. Just let the original Imagineers have their ideas kept. It's history for Disney.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely.
Don't change it because one where one person gets offended by it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also a little detail. You could be looking off somewhere else and not catch it.
Yeah,
I mean, just in general though, the ride is incredibly immersive.
yeah. Like when I remember, when I was 5, I thought that Jack Sparrow at the end was actually Johnny Depp. Or at least some actor. That guy was like, I did not know that was that was an animatronic.
Yeah, yeah. That
I mean,
is just incredible.
Disney, if they want more realistic looking, they should do what they did with all of Pirates. Weren't they like wax figures because it was originally going to be a museum?
Yeah, they were originally wax figures.
Yeah, so like, look how realistic they look. They should just do this with all the other animatronics if they need a more realistic look.
Yeah, they definitely should. And they should also, just like Roger Rabbit, take inspiration of the set design.
Yeah.
Other rides in particular. I mean, oh man, when you're going through where the pirate ship and the battery are going at each other, that and you're right in
Yeah.
the middle, it's awesome, and you can feel the when the explosions go off, and you might even get a little splash or two.
Yeah. Or even just the small effects that they put in, like the fireflies.
Oh yeah,
And that's so simple. Even that trick when the skeleton's drinking drinking,
yeah,
and you're like, whoa, how's it moving? When it's just a ribbon that's being twirled. Like,
yeah.
that's creative and an easy thing to do too.
It is, yeah. And it's an incredibly simple ride.
And it's like it's 2 in 1 too. You think, oh, the thrill ride's already over. Just wait till the end when you get back out of the final lift hill, and you're just doing bumper boats at the end, like
Yeah,
two for one.
yeah. Oh man, bumper boats is the best.
Yeah,
Oh, so fun. And then you always get like the rubber safety guard rubbing against your boat. Just
yeah.
that sound. Oh man, music to my ears.
With with the parrot talking in the background.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's awesome. And you get to see everybody in line and the little kids who are going on for the first time are like looking at you like, oh,
You
coming
act
up
like
from.
you say, "Watch out! It's very scary," and then they get scared.
Oh, then they're just like, "Ah!" Yeah. Oh man, but it's great ride, and it's fast loading too. I mean, it's always moving. The line. Yeah. All right. So let's move down to Critter Country,
Okay.
and Splash Mountain. We don't really need to talk about it that much. We don't even really need to talk about it at all.
Yeah, but thank God because I didn't go on it. If you want to hear our opinions about Splat, well, his because I didn't really give
Yeah.
a fair one. Check out our our second episode, which was all the peaks of Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah. That should be on everywhere right now.
And DCA.
Yeah. Yeah. The peaks of Disneyland, where we give our somewhat in-depth thoughts about
Yeah.
most of the rides. Most of
Yeah.
them. But yeah, so let's hop across the thing to 100 Acre Wood, and let's quickly, very briefly, talk about the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, it's fine.
I like this one too because I liked Winnie the Pooh as a kid. I like how it's different. It's just different from all those ones in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Plus, all those uh, all those Easter eggs, uh, like the heads of Max. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. 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 I know exactly what you're talking about.
If not, if you don't know what we're talking about, then you really have some research to do.
Yeah, it's I like the how it really feels like you're in an original cartoon.
Yeah,
Same with Cartoon Spin. You really feel like you're with these characters, and
yeah,
it feels like you just reach out and go into this imaginary world, which and they've done a great job with it. And I like how when you go through to a new set that opens up like a book.
yeah.
I think just the little details like that are so neat and so it's something all ages can like. It's something all ages and something that can appeal to all ages.
The whole ride's just immersive, and then when you hit the Heffalumps and Woozle scene, you're like,
Oh
whoa, this is
yeah,
on a whole nother level now.
yeah, and then it gets all windy and the tone in the room changes and shifts.
Yeah.
It's really it's cool, but it's for me. I think it's one of those rides that appeals to a younger demographic more than a family demographic.
Well, you gotta keep in mind too, like the characters.
It's very childish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Well,
like the ride.
well, I'd be honest. I'd rather have childish Winnie the Pooh than as a ride than when how Winnie the Pooh was older in the Christopher Robin movie. Still a good
Yeah,
movie, but like
yeah,
that's what the kids would grow up with instead. Childish, cartoony Winnie the Pooh.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I if they ever do revamp the ride, uh, like you said, bring up the movie came out last year, which I liked. They should not go for a style like that.
Yeah.
They need to keep the imagination going with
Mm-hmm.
especially younger kids. It
Because
just yeah.
the dark rides are made for younger kids too, because they can't go on some of those rides too, like Matterhorn stuff. If they're too small, then
You're
they're
screwed.
too
Yeah,
small.
yeah,
They need something else to do.
yeah, exactly. And then what better way to take them all the way across the park to travel through Hundred Acre Wood?
Yeah, like they can't go on Splash Mountain. You take turns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or do the switching off option.
Yeah, that's why it's good that they have dark rides next to all these crazy jumbo rides, like even Alice in Wonderland and Matterhorn, or Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, or even Star Tours.
Yeah, yeah. But that's that's it for Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
Because it's a simple ride. It's something all ages can like. It's a nice breather from the rest of the hassle of the park.
like all the dark rides, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. You can get sucked into this world, except for Haunted Mansion, which is haunted for younger people that go on the ride.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty spooky.
Hmm.
Now I went on the holiday one,
Ooh,
so I don't have that much to say about it because when I was younger, I don't think I went on it. Not because I was
yes.
scared, but just because the lines are too long.
Yeah.
Um, so I can say stuff about the holiday theming, and I know you've been on the normal one. So
Yes.
yeah, for Dark Ride, it's effective. It's very effective.
Yeah. They give like this is when Disney really puts their strengths like they really went all out with like different ways to incorporate like different like projections and all
Yes.
that with the darkness, like Hatbox Ghost,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
even that trick with the bus set before you even enter the ride.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, it's just a good ride. It's one of those different ones that it's a slow pace one, but at the same time your heart's racing if you haven't been on it because you're like, what's next? What's next?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And
what's on the
I
what's
do
coming up?
like how they balanced creepy and funny.
Yes.
The
Yes.
end, even though if you hear the theories, then the end isn't really funny. It's creepy still.
But yeah, I mean, it ends on a happy note. But with the
Like,
holiday one, it's different.
tell me about that holiday one, sir.
So like they changed the stretch room to
Yeah.
now it's a narration of what the beginning of the film was like, and then they have Jack Skellington. When you look up and on the ceiling, it's him breaking through the
Dang
glass.
it, Jack Skellington. I like looking at people hanging themselves, though.
Yeah, yeah, but it's I've seen videos. I haven't experienced it, so I can't really say that much about the original one. But from what I've read, it's The holiday one is severely. It has a big dose of the overhypees.
Yes.
It's pretty overhyped, and I personally found it a bit underwhelming. Like
Yes.
I think it was just the theming. I loved going through this mansion. I loved seeing all the rooms that they were in, but I think that it's still a cool ride. Don't get me wrong. It's still fun, still cool, but it's the holiday one. It's just it isn't the same. It
You were
doesn't
just
have that original Disney
yeah.
charm.
You were just excited to go see offhand Disney's favorite ride, and then you couldn't experience it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was looking forward to it, but then coming off, I thought it was pretty okay.
Yeah, but once you see the first one, you'll see why people. It's okay, but compared to the first one, it's not as good.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, the original theming's just gonna be absolutely
And
perfect.
another funny story:
Yeah.
when I was little, I imagined rides like Indiana Jones, even the Storybook Canal, as creepy rides.
Haunted
But
Mansion, not.
the Haunted Mansion, I always thought had lots of vibrant. When I was little, I imagined like I didn't look at the videos when I was like 8 and stuff. I when I looked back at it, I would imagine like like bright purple and bright orange, like on Halloween.
Oh.
And then when I went on it, I was like, wait, I was wrong. Pirates and Indiana Jones. That's more lighthearted. This is like I think I got it mixed up.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. But yeah, the Haunted Mansion, it's Disney classic.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless of it, it's a classic. There's no denying it.
yeah,
It's something everybody can like. It's for the most part, it's lighthearted.
yeah,
And of course, you always have those quirky stories that you have, and you can always scare all the little kids in line,
yeah.
just like pirates walking by. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's jump over to the future
Ooh.
in Tomorrowland, and let's talk about some another George Lucas ride, Star Tours. The adventure continues.
I'm biased against this one because Star Wars is like one of my favorite movie themes of all time.
Yep, same here. Same here.
Just like even like it probably goes like Cars, Star Wars are like favorite, and like just like the MCU,
Yeah, yeah.
just because I grew up with comics, Cars. I grew up with that because that was like my brother's favorite movie,
Oh
and
yeah,
uh, and then except we don't talk about Cars too, okay?
yeah. Cart. No, not that. No.
And and then Star Wars, I was like, that was like my movie franchise. Like my dad liked Indiana Jones. I watched it. I saw George Lucas. I was like, wait, this guy also made Star Wars.
Watch Star Wars, and then you're hooked. It's
Yeah,
it's a cool franchise, but this ride, I personally think it does justice.
yeah.
I think it's good.
Personally, I liked it better when Captain Rex, not the clone, the droid
Yeah.
was driving. Because
Yes.
it had that one. Yes, it did have that one story, but I'd rather have one story of you in Episode 4 destroying the Death Star than all these other ones of like the Force Awakens and all that. Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't care for as much as the original trilogy. Let's be honest, no
Yeah.
one really
Yeah.
does. And all those new characters, like I'd rather interact with like Luke than Finn or Poe Dameron.
Yeah. Exactly.
Plus,
But
Captain Rex in it, it's good because yes, C-3PO is there. Yes, he's iconic, but you also get enough R2-D2 and C-3PO fighting in the when you're starting the queue inside.
exactly.
Plus,
Exactly.
those animatronics are just beautiful.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great. Um, the thing that I think is interesting about Star Tours is that it they it seems like they changed everything
Yeah,
from when I was a young when I was a wee lad. It seems like they didn't keep the original ones or the original themings and what you're actually seeing. They've changed it with these ones about the prequel, like the prequels, and the new ones, of course, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I like the ride. I still think it's a blast. Oh my
Yeah.
god, something everyone can enjoy. It's universally appealing. It's Star Wars. I mean, you're living in Star Wars. It's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, like they could do a better job with what worlds and lands they choose to go to.
Yeah. Like, did you know that? I don't know if this is true. This is just a theory, but like, this Star Tours is actually taking place before the new Star Tours. Before the old
No,
Star Tours, I mean.
wait, really?
I don't know if this is. I don't think this is true, but I heard this theory. Well, I read about it. I don't care if it's not true. I just stick with it because I like it. Uh, it's like, see, your driver is that old droid, that other droid that left, putting C-3PO in charge.
Yeah.
And when you're walking in the queue, you know how you see Captain Rex with like some malfunctioning problems.
Yes.
Like they wouldn't have if they got rid of him a long time ago. They wouldn't have just had him sitting there. And why'd they have many other droids of the same kind, those pilot droids, sitting there, like sitting in those boxes? It's because those are the new pilot prototypes, and Captain
Oh.
Rex had like a malfunction or something. And I just like that theory because it should like I experienced both, and I like that one better. So it's like, I know it won't come back, the original one. That's like, in the future, we'll have the original one back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of which, it's also because I'm pulling it out right now. It's broken, which I'm very sad about. But I might have to bring it to school to show you.
Yeah.
But I have a replica from Disneyland. When I was 5, of the Star Tour ship. It makes sounds and everything. Like you can have
Wait.
gunfire effects. Like look, wait,
Seriously?
yeah, wait.
Wait. Oh, that's cool.
Wait, I got a Captain Rex phrase here too. Wait. Wait. Damn, wait. Where is it? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Like,
Oh, that's cool.
it came with this Captain Rex figurine inside of it too, which maybe that's why I got it, because I just was into figuring, like, little guys. Like, I still am with, like, Lego today,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, I lost that guy, unfortunately. It's just been with me all these years. One of the blasters is coming off from the bottom, but it's just amazing.
Oh, that that's cool. That's
Yeah,
neat. But yeah, Star Tours, it's one that you got to check out.
yeah,
It's definitely a Disney Parks classic.
yes.
Now to the Astro Blasters of Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, this one is weird because when people go on it, they're starting off thinking like, "Oh, look, a kid ride.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend much time." But at the end, if it's a short line, they end up going right back on to see who can get the better score.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
like, first one, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Let's just see how to operate this one. Second one, you're actually trying to get a high score.
Yeah, you're actually putting your abilities to the test.
Yes.
It's an interesting ride in that, but I think I don't know. This ride was, like I said in the I think I said this in the mountains video, that it was weird because it breaks down a lot.
Yeah.
At least for me, it did. And I think it broke down 5 times. But I mean, that's great because it gives you more time to rack up points when you're shooting all of Zerd's.
But doesn't it reset? Oh, doesn't it reset right away after it breaks down? Oh,
No.
it doesn't. It doesn't in Disney World apparently.
Oh, that sucks.
But Disney World's just bad is bad for this one ride. Not saying it's a bad park; it's still really good. But like your guns aren't movable; they're like stuck on the
Yeah.
thing, so you have to focus on spinning.
Yeah, it's really stupid. It's dumb. But then this with having a wire connected to this control base, it gives you the ability to actually have some fun and try some new stuff out,
Yeah.
which is it's cool. It's a neat ride. It's not one that I'd fully recommend though.
Yeah.
I can't say that I would because probably wouldn't.
It's one of those rides like as a kid, I remembered most of the rides, even if they're like not good or memorizations. But
Yeah.
like Astro Blasters, I just forgot about, which is weird because I just remembered about Toy Story Mania as well. But Astro Blasters, I knew it was a thing, but I just didn't know what the hell it was about.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't. It's a weird ride. It's not everybody's cup of tea. If you're an older if you're bringing grandparents or your parents along and they're a bit older, don't take them on this.
No, they'll just sit down the whole time probably.
They probably just have a chat. But I think for younger people, for little children and maybe even tweens, like
Yes.
they maybe ages 11 and under would really dig it. Just because you're actually in space. It's a poor man's Space Mountain with guns. And just Buzz Lightyear in the background. It's cool. It's flashy. It's fun for everyone who picks up the gun and shoots around. But it's the execution. It's the typical dark ride. Last year you get to shoot stuff, which for some people it's great, and for some people it's not. Some people prefer Toy Story Mania. I'm one of those people that prefers Toy Story Mania.
Me too, but like
at
the same time, if you don't have Park Hopper, it will do.
Yeah, it'll serve you justice. You'll get some of the picture.
Or if you're into animatronics, just check it out because that Buzz is just insane.
Oh, it's awesome. It's so cool. Yeah. And oh man, that animatronic. I remember standing in that queue, just staring at it.
Yeah.
So cool.
And thinking, wait, I thought it was a toy. How am I this small?
Yeah, exactly. He's huge. He's larger than life. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really neat animatronic. But that's pretty much all to say about it then. Okay. All right. So next is one that we've already talked about because it was in our Mountains of Disneyland one, and that's Space Mountain.
Yes, well, even if we didn't talk about what is there really to say, it's all black. The music goes well with it.
Beautiful.
It fits in perfectly. It's a great ride.
Yeah, fantastic ride. Yeah, that's just our little snippet. Once again with Splash Mountain, you guys can check that episode out too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's let's just say that it's in our top bracket.
Yeah.
It's
actually not first favorite mountain for me.
Yeah, me too. It's fun, fast, and it's loud. It's so good.
Yes.
But yeah, so next up, or let's just finish Tomorrowland off, and then we'll talk about an iconic one before we switch over to DCA.
Yes.
That's Finding Nemo's Submarine Voyage.
Well, yes.
It's long.
Personally, I love it, but I hate it because when I was a kid, I loved it, like age 5. Age 2, I didn't remember anything. Age 5, I loved it. Age 13, last year, I didn't even bother going on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's nothing really there.
It was never unchanged. It's the same thing, and it's basically like you're just watching the movie through a tiny window.
Yeah, for a porthole. It's I don't know. Like you said, when I was young, really dug it, really liked it. But then going on it, I went on it twice. In my last trip because the first time I actually didn't know what to think about it, but then the second time went on, and I think it's the one ride that I can say that's Disneyland's laziest attempt at keeping a ride top notch.
Well, I mean, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, they wanted to change everything up, but by doing it with like the lowest money budget
Yeah,
possible.
production. Yeah,
So that was just an awful Tomorrowland for like, what was it, like 2 years or something?
yeah,
It was just a
yeah. It
paint.
was.
It was just a paint job, rocket rods, and Finding Nemo. That's all it
That's
was.
it. Yeah, it was. But yeah, Finding Nemo. It's. I mean, younger kids will like it, but I mean, if you're older, you're 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 gonna want to maybe find something
I
else.
know Disney likes this ride because they get paid by Anaheim to keep it open.
Oh yeah.
Don't know why, but they do.
Oh yeah. Like it's man, it's just a strange ride. But that's pretty much all we can say about
Yeah,
it, right? There's not that much to say. It's 15 minutes long.
yeah.
It's stupid runtime, but I mean, it's fine.
Like
It's passable.
for me, I'm tall. I wouldn't go on it again. My legs would cramp up by then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's just you're squished in there.
Claustrophobic. Just don't.
Yeah, just don't even try. Don't even try. So
Yeah.
that's all the main dark rides, except there's one left that on the Disneyland app classifies as a dark ride, and that's the Disneyland Railroad.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's part the dark ride is Splash Mountain's finale,
Yeah,
which is just Splash Mountain. So we don't have to talk about that. And then that prehistoric thing. That's what lasts for like 2 minutes.
exactly,
It was cool. It was a nice add-on to the railroad. But personally, if they didn't do it, I never really would have cared.
exactly,
And
exactly.
when I was waiting in Autopia the first day, I saw the prehistoric world, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, wait, is this a? I was a Disney fan back then, but now after going to the park again, I know way more than I did the first day
Oh
last year. So I'm sure you could probably say the same from your last visit.
yeah,
But I was like, is this a land from old Disneyland that I didn't know was a thing? But
yeah,
it was just in the railroad when I went in there the next day, and I was like, oh, it's not really a land.
yeah. It's just nothing. I
But
mean, yeah,
I
it's weird.
I rather like it's a nice add-on, but if it wasn't there, I wouldn't care because like you ride it to get around or just to have a nice view of like the parks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good transportation method. It gets you right in there,
And
but yeah.
personally, I waited at the. I didn't go from the. I did a full loop. Uh,
Okay.
for
Yep.
so I went from New Orleans Square, uh, uh, entrance,
Yep.
and there's like this weird clicking sound the whole time. I was like, "What the hell is this?" It was in the line. I was waiting, and some old lady sitting on the bench. She was so nice. She told me that it was because there's like a little house next door,
Yep.
because it across the railroad track because it's supposed to look like an old New Orleans town. And she
Yes.
said, "Oh, that's actually like I forget what it was called, like something graph." Bunch of clicking of Walt Disney's opening day speech.
Oh,
It was very cool to have clicking
that's
solved.
cool.
I still didn't understand anything, but like at the same
That's neat.
time, I knew what was going on. I knew what he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. But with the Disneyland Railroad, it's a good transportation method, but I mean, there's not that much to
We'll
fully
talk.
dark ride about it.
We'll talk more about that railroad with our guest one day.
Yes. Eventually, one
Yes.
day, we shall talk about that more in depth. But now let's take our park hopper ticket and hop across into Buena Vista Avenue of Disneyland California or Disney California Adventure.
Yes.
So let's go. Let's turn right and let's go to Soaring Around the World to start off with.
Yes. Well, oops. Kind of tipped over. But Soaring Over the World, formerly Soaring Over California, which I rode that one more. I rode Soaring Over the World once. I rode California like 4 times when I was 5. I think I just enjoyed that one better because,
Oh yeah,
like, Soaring Over the World, I didn't care about some of those other places at the time. I was like, well, this is California. I want to see more of California, just like Soaring Over Canada, which we have at the convention center. I
yeah.
don't
Fly
need
over
to
Canada.
see the other. Oh yeah, I don't need to see the other parts of the world yet. If uh, there's barely anything for the land itself, for the land that this rides in itself.
Yeah, yeah.
But also after going on flying over Canada, the what since I was 5 to in between 5 and 13, all that time,
Hmm.
soaring over the world just kind of seemed like I could do this at home if I wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah, just hop on
I didn't
Skyscanner.
really see too much Disney touching it either, you know?
It seemed very much like it was made from the Disney studio. Or it was a
Yeah,
corporate decision to
yeah,
put
like
that in.
it didn't really have a Disney charm to it.
No, it was more just, hey, look where our cameras can go.
It's like Wii Sports. It was a tech demo.
Yeah,
It was a successful one. Like I enjoy it, but it was a tech demo after all.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just like Fly Over Canada here in our crib.
Yeah,
It's it's enjoyable. You feel like you're flying, but at the end of the day, it's for most places they usually have these flying over whatever attractions, and you could just do it at
yeah.
home.
Plus, I did like Soaring Over California better though because I was little and some guy working there
Yeah,
gave me like a badge. Like it was like one of those, you know, those puffy sticker things,
yeah,
or the sticker with like that plastic puff.
yeah, yeah.
It was that, but I found that really cool.
That's neat. Yeah, the only reason why I liked it was because I went on my birthday, or like when I was
Ah,
celebrating my birthday there, and I wore my Michael Scott Threat Level Midnight shirt, and
yes,
the guy went, "Hey, like your shirt." And I said, "Oh,
very epic.
thanks, mate," and then walked on the ride. But I mean, the ride itself is enjoyable. I mean, if you're a fan of these screen-based flying attractions, check it out.
Nothing against it. I really enjoy it. It was just compared to other stuff, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, exactly. You'd just rather do something else. It's pastime. If the line's good, it's
Yeah.
pastime.
If not, you got many other things that are like Goofy's Flying School and stuff to do.
Yes. So now let's hop over to the land of Pixar, where we're talking about Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue, which we already have in our first episode.
Oh
We talked,
yeah,
yeah, we talked about
the
it, so we
big
don't really have to.
picture.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it all that much, but I like it. It's harmless. All right, there we go. We're good.
Yes.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Apologies to you listeners. We just had a bit of technical issues.
Yeah.
But we should be able to finish the rest of this episode off. So, like where we
Yeah.
were, we already talked about Mike and Sully to the rescue.
Yes.
It's a fine ride. I like it.
I enjoyed it too. It was a nice summary of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Puts you in a different
I like traveling through the
perspective.
sets. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. I liked how you got to see it from a new point of view. We're
Yeah.
just like Roger Rabbit, right? Where you get
Yeah.
to kind of explore. You can look around, which is a welcome addition.
Yeah.
There's not that much to say about this one though, since we already talked about it. So if you want to listen to our full thoughts about it, Check out the big picture, which is episode number 1, all the way back from October,
We
I
had a
believe.
rough patch before
Ooh,
doing the second one.
yeah. Ooh, man, that was a long stretch. But we're here now, and let's hop over to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I'm on the minority here. I think it is just borderline okay. The only part that I really loved was that rocket animatronic when you go
I
into the collector's room.
I enjoyed it. Maybe it was because I would never went on Tower of Terror.
Me
Not
too.
the
Me too. Yeah.
uh plus Guardians is just my favorite.
Oh, I love Guardians.
Cause like I read the Guardians comics and then I was like, this would be a great uh movie franchise. Such obscure characters, they're all funny and stuff. And like 2 years later,
Bada boom, bada bing.
they they announced Guardians of the Galaxy, and no one knew who the hell these guys were. And I
And
was
now
just like,
everyone knows.
and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh yes, finally, I can flex on all of them that I knew it before. I knew who these guys were before everyone knew about them, and I just had a relationship with the Guardians of the Galaxy that maybe that's like just with Star Tours. Maybe I don't see it clearly. I just like the theme so much. I just think it's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very fun ride. I like how you have the different patterns.
Yeah, different
But
music.
oh yeah, yeah.
The
I just love that.
Harold the Yeti, the original one's actually found in there.
Yeah, and the main queue area inside, you
It's
can find.
when you're on the balcony part, because you after going up the stairs before
Yeah,
going down them again, or wait, not down them before going into your
elevator.
elevator. Yeah,
Yeah, you can find them, and
but you
then
have
there's
to
also a lot of Easter eggs too.
yeah you have to be on the you have to be loading on one of the top elevators for it to work
Yeah,
for you
and
to see it.
you're free to see it. Yeah. Then there's also it's weird, but my one issue with this one that I cannot comprehend, which is just why I think it's just fun and okay, is that there's no story. Like I can't tell you, like they were obviously just from knowing it from these books, the books and stuff of Disneyland, that the Guardians have been captured by the Collector, and then Rocket's the only one. They have to save him. But I mean, if I were blind walking onto a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I probably couldn't tell you what there was except for a couple of little moments in the quote unquote story.
Well, you have to pay attention to the pre-show too.
Yes, it's very important. Yeah, yeah,
But like,
but yeah,
I guess if you you can say that, but also if you watch the movies, which most people have, it's kind of obvious that like, in my opinion, that like Rocket ended up stealing something last time they were there, or like, and then like they came back or something for some reason. The Collector just captured them, or he
yeah.
just he got them over somehow. He just captured them, causing Rocket, the smart one, to escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like I don't know. I like the ride. I like how it's fun, but nothing really all that memorable except for how you're going up and down and up and down and up and down.
Yes,
At least that's my
and
experience.
Rocket.
Rocket was awesome though. Should we save the best for last, or should we just go straight into it?
It's
I think
up
you know
to
what
you.
I'm. I think let's save the best for last, and let's go to in what my opinion is the most underwhelming ride in the entirety of Disneyland Park, and that is Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure.
Yeah, I could see that.
That was the one ride I was actually kind of looking forward to it. It was my last ride of the first day. I was actually quite excited, but then walking out, there was nothing really except it's the movie, but it's like you're watching the movie, except going through the movie. It was pretty, at
Well,
least for me, it was underwhelming.
that's like Finding Nemo too, in a way.
Yeah, it's nostalgic for the people who like it.
But at the same time, it was like my second ride of the visit to Disneyland when I went. Because
Oh yeah.
I did DCA first, so I did Cars Land. Pixar Pier wasn't open at the time, so
Yeah.
I did Radiator Springs Racers, and then I headed over there, and then we did Goofy's Flying School, and then we did some of those like one-off ones, like
Oh yeah.
except the jellyfish. That one was just like you would find at the Peony here.
Oh ho
Uh,
ho ho yeah.
and we waited for Toy Story to open
Okay. Yeah.
by doing that, and I I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was in Disneyland finally after all these years of one. I was just back after like
Yeah.
learning all this stuff since the last time I went.
Yeah.
I just maybe that's why I enjoyed it, or maybe it was because I like that ride. Because like I did go on that ride like a couple good amount of times when I was a kid too.
Oh yeah.
But I think if I had to say why I really enjoyed it, like a lot,
Mm-hmm.
had to be maybe I just enjoyed it. Maybe it was because it was from being happy that I'm finally in the parks.
Yeah. The hype. Yeah. Um. Yeah. For me, I love them. I love the movie. So walking out, I was a bit disappointed. But at least there's an Little Mermaid ride because
Yeah,
regardless, it's a cool concept.
and
Regardless.
some good movies don't even have rides, sadly.
Exactly. Exactly. Now let's get into the second last attraction, and let's talk about Toy Story Midway Mania. It is late, my God. But yeah, Toy Story Midway Mania.
I think this
Love
one
it.
may be like top three for dark rides.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
I love this one so much. When we got back from the park, they announced that they made the game on the Wii. We bought it right away. So fun. I played that all the time. I still play it sometimes.
it's an incredibly likable ride. I
I mean,
love it.
it's all your favorite characters and just having a good time. You're a toy. And
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
love at the end as you're walking out and you see the play set on the ground.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
it's so cool.
Mr. Potato Head, do I have to say anything else?
He is
He could
awesome.
he could take out his ear.
Yeah,
Sometimes he does drop it, but like he could take out his ear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, but I
I
love
would,
the technology.
yeah, I would drop my ear if I took it out sometimes too.
Oh, okay.
Because I said that one just because like some people I was reading this, some people are like saying how like oh if they're gonna make him malfunction all the time by drop when he drops his ear, just don't have it at all. We don't need this animatronic. And I said, and like relax, like. But then if they didn't have an animatronic, the same people would be complaining like, oh this queue needs more things to do. This is so boring before the
Yeah,
ride. It makes you feel mad and disappointed before the ride even starts.
yeah, yeah.
But then you're like,
Oh yeah,
what do you want?
yeah. You're going into a Toy Story ride, and you're also in Disneyland. You have to remember that DCA is an extension of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like you gotta remember that. You gotta have that
There's just
special
some
those
angry
gems.
people out there. Like I saw this back when you remember like grade 7 stuff when Vine was a thing.
Oh, ho, ho,
I saw
ho,
this
do I
I
ever?
saw this guy goes up to some old guy at the park with what Mickey ears on. He's like, he sings when you wish upon a star, and the old guy yells, nothing happens, and you could just
Oh,
tell the guy was just so pissed and thinking, why waste a good ticket when a kid who's been dying to go and may never be able to go in his life uh,
mm-hmm.
goes and you're being a little baby about it.
Yeah,
Man up and
yeah.
go
It's
and relax. You're in Disneyland for God's sakes.
Exactly. I mean, how much is it to get in just for a day? I mean, that alone. Oh my God. I mean, geez. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is another one of those rides where there's not a lot to say. It's just so much fun. I
yeah.
love the
Like
technology
you
they
have to
use.
experience it. Something like the thing with dark rides is experience it on your own, and not like it's hard to listen about it. You have to
Yeah.
like not like experience it like go to the parks because you got some people might not be able to at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Of
unless you
course.
live in California and you have like yearly pass.
Yeah, you
But
have your pass.
just just watch videos on them and then yeah.
Yeah, it's Toy Story Midway Mania. A lot of fun. Check it out. And then, but this is the one ride, the Ultra ride, that always has had a big line, and that is Radiator Springs Racers, the last of the dark rides we're going to be talking about
Yes.
today. My God, this thing is awesome.
It's some people are gonna be like, it's not a dark ride because like even me, I just zoned out for a second. Maybe it's because it's late. It's like what 11,
Yeah, it's
and
11:15.
I was thinking like dark ride. You talking about the end after the race? But I'm like, wait, no, the whole thing after you drive past the waterfall. I'm just not thinking right now.
Yeah. You come off this big high at the end that's all you can remember about the ride, but then there's this whole overarching story about how you're an up and coming racer.
Yeah,
Right? Oh man, it's just a beautiful looking ride.
and, like
Oh,
the surround sound. Like, Frank's everywhere.
oh man,
Oh,
yeah,
it was funny. I watched a video. Like I couldn't wait when it first came out. Like 2 years before I went to the parks. Of course, I'm gonna watch it at least once.
oh of course, yeah.
And so I'm watching it. You know when Mac just jump scares you, like the
Oh
jumps.
yeah, just boom.
Everyone, I just looked. I knew it was coming. I just looked around the room and the car, and everyone was just like, everyone just goes back. And it was like,
Everyone's screaming,
just
yeah.
yeah. There's like jumps back. They're so like in shock.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome. It's
And
such
it's
a fun
cool
ride.
going around naming like all the characters, even like not like important characters. Like you got Minnie and Van after running into Mac.
Yeah,
The
yeah. That's
the
awesome.
guys
Just
that
the little
Lightning
touches.
confronts about being in hillbilly hell.
Yeah, yeah. The amount of detail on the stuff they put in this is the definition of a perfect ride.
Yeah,
There's nothing I can think of that's wrong with it.
yeah, it was it's funny because like for Pixar, Cars is like not a flop, but like in Pixar
No.
standards, it was a flop. But I know I'm one of them, and I know many people who love this movie, favorite Pixar movie. But anyway, um, it's funny how they made like the best ride from one of their not as successful theme into according to box office like
Mojo.
yeah
Yeah.
still still really successful. Like
Oh yeah.
when I say not as successful, I'm not talking about Emoji Movie. I'm talking about like more than Cars 2, more than Good Dinosaur. Like those are
Oh
like, and even those still got a good amount of.
yeah. Yeah. A good amount of recognition and dough. But yeah, the ride is beautiful. I mean, this in at least in DCA, you have to experience. This is the one ride where you have to drop everything and see it. I
Yeah,
mean, that's all I can really say
in
about it
DCA,
without spoiling it.
in DCA for me, I would pick Radiator Springs Racers, um, uh, Incredicoaster, which I've never been on,
Oh,
and
Kratos is awesome.
and either Guardians of the Galaxy or Toy Story Mania
Yeah,
as must go on rides
yeah,
for DCA at least. For
yeah,
Disneyland, that's a whole nother. That's like basically the whole park.
yeah. Exactly. Now, just before we sign off here, do you have a top five? dark
top
rides in
5.
both Disneyland and DCA combined.
That's hard because that's hard for me because you want to go first? I still have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go first. So I got a couple honorable mentions here. Been thinking about this for a while, and I think I'm gonna stick with these. Guardians of the Galaxy, just because it's great. It's a good ride. Something if you're a thrill fan, you should definitely seek out. Star Tours, fun ride. Very true to the Star Wars films, and it's a lot of fun. And I was thinking about it, Disneyland Railroad.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a cool transportation system.
Nathan?
It's so original. Yep.
We forgot Alice in Wonderland.
Well, what book we talked about? From Wonderland.
Yeah. Okay.
Very fast. I haven't been on it. Okay.
I have, and I gotta say, someone who's been on both of them, just
Oh yeah.
how much it's changed in a good way, just amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to top 5.
Yeah. Okay. Because I haven't been on it. It's fantasy.
Kind of hard, and they're just these are kind of hard to. Just all of these are just hard to talk about.
Oh yeah.
You have to experience them.
Yeah. So Disneyland Railroad, which it's fun. So now number 5 is Splash Mountain. Not for my all-time favorite Disneyland rides. This is just for dark rides. Splash Mountain, love the ride. Absolutely adore it. Of course, you haven't been on it, Adam.
Yeah, so it won't be on mine, sadly.
Yeah. My number 4 is Pirates. It's Pirates. I think everybody's been on it. Awesome ride. Number 3 is Indiana Jones Adventure. Mostly just because of the way it sucks you into the world and you actually care about what's going on. Number 2 is, of course, it's going to be Space Mountain.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah, okay.
Love it.
Okay. I agree with number 1. For me, I'm adding number 2. Number 1 and 2, Radiator Springs, and then Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Number 3, one sec. Number 3, I have my top 5, but I still don't know which order to place this one in. Number 3 will probably be Pirates.
Okay. Yeah.
I love, it's worth it because, it's a long ride. It's like a long line. It's like Peter Pan's, ride, line, but there's just more to offer, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that one. And then, Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones are literally 6 and 7. But I have to go with Guardians just because I'm a thrill. I love those thrill rides.
Yeah.
You know me. I love comics and
Yeah. I do know you.
if this had a better story, I would place it higher. But
yeah, me too.
Just in general, because it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the thrill rides and the Easter eggs and stuff. The Q.
Perfect.
And Rocket. You can't forget about him.
Rocket's awesome. Yeah. Absolutely awesome. The animatronic's beautiful. But yeah, that's all of that's every single dark ride in all of Disneyland. Wow. Yes. It is currently 11:23 p.m. Jeez. That's all for today's episode.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.